My name is James and I am 63 years old. I've lived long enough to learn that heartbreak doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes dressed in wedding white, smiling at you like you owe it everything. The ocean was only a mile away from the chapel that day. I could smell the salt in the breeze, hear the gulls crying overhead. The sun was bright, almost cruelly cheerful, as if it hadn't been informed that a father's heart was about to be quietly dismantled. My daughter Emily was getting married, and I was about to be told I no longer belonged. The man who missed nothing. I wasn't a perfect father. No man is, but I was a present one. I worked two jobs when Emily was young, one at the docks in the early mornings, another as a handyman until late evening. Her mother left when Emily was 7, said she wanted a bigger life. I stayed because my daughter already felt small enough in a world that kept taking things away. I never missed a school play. Never missed a scraped knee. Never missed a night when she was scared of the dark. The beach house, that little weather-beaten place by the shore, was something I bought years after Emily moved out. I fixed it board by board. It became my quiet place, the only place where the noise in my chest settled. I planned to grow old there, to wake up to waves instead of worries. Emily loved that house too. But loving something doesn't mean owning it. The wedding morning. The chapel buzzed with excitement. White ribbons, soft music, laughter that floated like bubbles. I stood in my simple suit holding a small velvet box with my daughter's childhood locket inside, a piece of her mother's old jewelry, polished, repaired, kept safe for this day. I rehearsed my smile in the mirror. Fathers learn to hide storms behind smiles. Then Emily approached me, veil flowing, eyes sharp in a way I didn't recognize. "Dad," she said softly but not gently, "we need to talk." We stepped aside, away from the noise. That's when she said it. "If you really love me, you'll sign the beach house over to me today. My fiancé and I need it, a fresh start." I laughed at first, thought it was nerves, a joke. Then I saw her face. "Emily," I said, careful, "that house is my retirement, my peace. I'm not ready to give it away." Her smile fell like a mask. "So you choose a house over your own daughter?" The words hit harder than any wave I'd ever faced. "I choose my life," I said quietly. "I've given you everything I could, but I can't give away the last piece of myself." The public rejection. She didn't cry, she didn't shout. She did something worse. She turned away, and minutes later I felt hands on my arm, ushers, embarrassed, whispering apologies as they guided me toward the exit. "Sir, the bride doesn't want any negativity before the ceremony." Negativity. I stood outside the chapel, hearing the music swell as my daughter walked down the aisle without me. Guests glanced at me, confused. Some looked away, some pretended not to see me at all. I sat on a stone bench, the velvet box still in my hand. At 63 years old, I learned how invisible a father can become the moment he stops being useful. The house that waited. I drove to the beach house with shaking hands. The ocean greeted me like an old friend. I unlocked the door and let the quiet in. That night I sat on the porch, listening to waves crash like slow applause. I didn't cry, I just breathed. People think dignity is loud. It's not. It's the quiet decision to stay whole when the world asks you to break. What she didn't know. Emily and her husband struggled financially after the wedding. They argued. The pressure cracked the fantasy they had built. Weeks later my phone rang. "Dad," her voice was small, "can I come see you?" She arrived with no veil, no crowd, no demands. Just a tired daughter who finally understood that love isn't measured in property deeds. "I was wrong," she whispered. "I tried to take your future to build mine." I opened the door wider. "I'll always be your father," I said, "but I won't be your sacrifice." The moral. We sat together, watching the tide come in. I gave her the velvet box. She cried then, real tears this time. Moral of the story. Love does not mean surrendering your dignity. Your children deserve your support, but not at the cost of your own future. And no matter how old you are, it is never too late to choose yourself.